Hey, everybody, what is happening? I hope you are having a fantastic day out here, July 2015. We are dropping episode 187. I don't know if you can believe it. That's insane. This has been a very fun ride for me. Okay. Listen, I got to tell you, just personally, I'm planning for a trip this Thursday. I'm releasing this on Tuesday. This Thursday, I'm hopping on a plane with a family, flying out to Jackson Hole. So I'll be in Jackson Hole July 30, July 31st. So if you are in Jackson Hole or near it, give me a call. Or send me an email. Let's definitely hook up. And then I'm spending a week in Yellowstone. So pretty excited about that. Okay, today's episode. I had fun with this girl. Now, here's one of the things. Here's what we talk about. We talk about why she has one admin for every two agents on her team. And this person, she does $200 million on average. And it's over and over again. She's in Las Vegas, killing it. She focuses on luxury. And so here's what we talk about. We talk about specifically how she does luxury for celebrities in Las Vegas, as well as, how she uses expired and FSBO channels. Now, I was amazed. I'd never really heard anybody focus on using expireds for, $2-3 million houses, but it happens. And we talk about exactly how she does. So hopefully you can take some of these nuggets and implement them in your market today. Because if you're out there slugging $200,000 houses, geez, come on, go and do a $1 million house. It's like selling 5. And it's not as hard as you think. And in a lot of ways, focusing on and working with luxury homeowners can be a lot easier than that blue collar guy, that plumber that's selling a $200,000 house. And look, there's nothing wrong with a $200,000 house or being a plumber, but again, people that live in $1 million, $2 million, $5 million houses are used to hiring and having experts on their side. So when it comes to, marketing and them listening to you, again, a lot of ways it's easier. So let's get to it. Before we get there, as always, just a little bit of housekeeping. Number one, my Twitter handle is @SuperAgentsLive. I'd love to hear from you on the Twitter. Our hashtag is Unpack That Idea. And you never want to miss any of these episodes. I have a team of people scouring the nation looking for the top minds in real estate and getting them on the show. And look, like today's guest makes $5-6 million. And it's hard to get them on the show. So here's what you want to do. Go to superagentslive.com, download my book, get on my list, because I share stuff with my list that I don't share on the show. Okay. And the other thing I want you guys to take away from this episode, this lady's been doing it since 73, and she's older, and she still keeps charging. All right, let's get to it. Welcome to Super Agents Live. This is the one place where you can come and hear the most successful people in real estate. You'll hear how these super agents built their businesses, how they stay productive, and how they stay motivated. Who am I? My name's Toby Salgado, and I made my first $1 million in real estate. Yeah. And I'm your host for the next 30 minutes while we talk to yet another amazing real estate entrepreneur. Stay tuned.
Let's go! Yeah!
Today's guest is in Las Vegas. Number one, she has a team, 12 agents and 6 admins. So we're gonna talk a little bit about why that's one admin to two agents. Her total volume, she did last year 183 million. The year before that, she did 220 million. And guess what? I asked her how many transactions that was. She's like, I don't care. I just focus on the number. I love it. I'm thrilled to welcome Florence Shapiro. Hey, Florence, thanks for taking the time out today.
Thank you.
So listen,
I'm glad to be with you.
You are putting up some very, very inspiring and incredible numbers. And before we get to what you're doing in your business today, take a minute. Tell us a little bit about you. I want to get to know who you are, Florence, the woman behind the machine, before we talk about your business.
Okay, basically, I'm from France. I came in Vegas in 1973, and I started in real estate and did extremely well, and I haven't stopped.
Did you? So 1973. You? That's amazing. I mean, were you a showgirl or something? I mean,
No, not at all.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to go to New York, and I I had some friends that went there and did not do very well. So I came to Vegas first because I knew French people that were here. And they said, well, try and see how you do here and then go to New York. And while I was waiting, I went into real estate, and my Frederick Apkar's wife, which was my godfather, said, Florence, why don't you stay here and go visit New York? So that's what I've done.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I mean, both from, Las Vegas from 1973 to 2015, like amazingly different.
Yes.
And I don't know. I mean, I was born in 1970, so I was 3. Right, I was 3 when you went there. I mean, was the Rat Pack still alive in 73?
Yes, they were.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so I don't want to necessarily go back and find out what you did to start, back in 73. But tell us a little bit about what is working in your business today.
Okay, basically what we did is the reason we have the admins that we have is my theory and my partner's theory was that we make money being out in the field. Mm. And so we have to have the backups in the office to take care of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, the notion is that whether it's you or your salespeople, they sell and everything else, that like is handled for them.
That's right.
What is that? You started before we started recording. You started telling me a little bit about the makeup and of those 6 people, but maybe unpack it for the audience today. What do those 6 people do? What are their titles and what do they do?
Okay. Basically, we have first an escrow coordinator. The minute we sell a house, she takes over. She follows with the lenders. She follows with everybody. If there is a problem, she gets back to us. But if not, she is the one that every day will handle the transaction. Okay. Then we have a listing coordinator. When we show one of our houses, she's the one that will call the other agents, find out what the feedback is, and then tell us, and we then call the owner and tell her what the feedback is. Okay. She follows the listings, makes sure that everything is correct. Then we have Jasmine, which takes care of all of the material, like the brochures, the ads. We have a quarterly magazine that we publish, and she takes care of the publishing and taking care of the magazine. We have then we have a broker in our office that takes care of the team. It's a team concept. We're all out there taking care of business, and they're inside taking care of the back end.
Now, Florence, are you still personally out there selling stuff?
Absolutely. I to give you an idea, I showed on Friday 17 houses and
what?
On Thursday 13.
Florence, listen, I'm going to ask you, I know women don't want to talk about age. How old are you?
71.
How in the world, Florence, there's 2 questions I need to ask. So number 1, how do you have that kind of energy? And number 2, look, if you're putting up $200 million, you don't need to work anymore, Florence. Why do you do it?
Because I have fun. The beauty of our business is that nothing is the same. Everything is different. Every client, it's a different entity. You're looking for a different answer. It's just very exciting when you start seeing what you accomplish with the different people.
That is an incredible day. I mean, I think you said Saturday you showed 17 houses.
Friday, yes.
Friday. And 13 Thursday. I mean, that is just incredible. How long is that, a day like that for you?
Basically, I started at 10 o'clock and finished at 6.
Oh, my gosh, Florence. Oh, man. It makes me tired even just imagining because I know what my calendar looks like. I can't imagine that. I stopped you a little bit, and I apologize for that. So we have the escrow coordinator, listing coordinator. You have your advertising person. And I want to dig into some of this stuff. That's 3. What? Oh, and then we have the broker. That's 4. What are the other 2?
Then we have 2 people that answer the phone.
Okay.
One that's all week and one that's on the weekend.
Do you have any sense, Florence, with that, 183 million you did last year, the 220 you did before, what is the percentage of listings versus buyers?
I would say 60% of listing and 40% buyers.
Okay. 60% listings. I think that's about right, because if you have the listings, you're going to generate the buyers.
Yes.
What?
And we do a lot of we sell our own listings.
Got it. Is that an internal goal for you guys to always double end a deal?
It just happens.
Just happens.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing today to talk to us about how I wish I did have a better sense of how many transactions that was, but do you know your average sale price? Maybe we can kind of back it in that way.
I would say my average sales price must be approximately $1,350,000, $1,400,000.
Interesting. Okay. So that has to buy you a lot of house in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Who are these? Who's buying? Are you selling to Steve Wynn and the celebrities that do shows there, or who are these clients in general?
Basically, the clients we're getting a lot of clients from China,
Okay.
a lot of clients from California. We're seeing a lot of people from New Jersey, even Chicago, coming over. And there's a pool of clients that are local clients, and either they're extending a bigger home or they're looking for a smaller home because their children have gone to college or left home.
I bet over the course of, since 1973, I have to believe that you've met some unbelievable people being in a place like
I
you.
have. I have.
What?
And I don't talk about them because they have the right to their privacy.
Right. What do you do? So if you have, people who are from Chicago, New Jersey, China, are, they're parachuting into Las Vegas. What are you doing? Because look, Vegas is very noisy, right? It's bright. It's disorienting in a lot of ways, especially in the for me, it's disorienting. You get out there and during the day it's hot and, there's no place to sit down except for at a table. What are you doing in terms of marketing that people can actually find you if you're from China?
Basically they find us on our website.
They find you on your website. So I'm going to do that search right now. So if I'm going to go Las Vegas Realtor.
No, LasVegasFineHomes.com. But basically, if you put luxury homes or Las Vegas luxury homes, you will see us pop up.
Yeah. So, but again, if I'm from China or New Jersey,
yes.
Chicago, I don't. Help me understand that. Help the audience understand that. How are people?
Basically, like the people I took out this weekend, they saw us on Zillow, and
Okay.
they kept saying one house, a second house with my name, a third house with my name. They ended up by going to my website.
Okay. How are you doing anything fancy other than just having a good a website domain name?
Basically, it's a question of the listings. We carry approximately 100 listings.
Oh,
and
wow.
so if you're looking at Zillow or Realtor.com, or you will pick us up right away.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. And you know what? I asked the wrong question. I asked 100% the wrong question. So yeah, if you have 100 listings and they're all at 1 point, on average 1.3, and I'm from China, yeah, I'll find you. Okay. How about this? What are you doing to get those 100 listings?
Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Basically, I have a reputation, and I've been lucky that we've got a following, and so people usually call me and say, Florence, I want you to come and list my house.
Okay. So you again, you've been there a long time. You have a strong reputation. You have a strong database. I mean, there's a lot of people that know you. Is it? I'm going to phrase. I want to be gentle about how I phrase this question. The millennial out there, right? The younger person who's only been in real estate 2 years or 1 year or 6 months or whatever, they automatically feel that because they are newer and less experienced, that they have that's a strike against them. Is it for someone like you, Florence? Is there a bias against you at all because Florence is older and maybe she doesn't know all the new marketing stuff? Is that
Basically, no, because I have all the newer stuff. My partner is young,
okay,
and we've been partners for 10 years or 15 years, and he's the one that took me to that level of the website and the technology, and that's what made we just kept growing.
Got it. Okay, that helps. That's a good answer.
But for newcomers, my advice is, especially in high end, the first thing you have to know is the inventory. So I would attach myself to a team, and then if I want to, then go on my own. But just to start in high end on your own is very difficult.
And I would agree with you, but maybe unpack that. Why is that difficult for people?
Or else if you have the relationship and you know the people. But basically, when you're dealing with $1 million or up, they want to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're brand new, they're frightened.
Yeah.
And even if they're your friends, they'll be nervous.
Right.
But if you're with a company that's they're known for that, automatically they'll trust that somebody behind will make sure that you do the right thing.
Again, I agree. I think that's great advice, and I would agree with you. How would if
you're in the $200,000 price range, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter in Vegas, but if you're in Springfield, Missouri, maybe that's high end there. Yeah. There's lots of places where $200,000 is a lot, but I agree with you in for Vegas. How would somebody, if somebody says, man, that Florence lady, she knows what she's talking about, I'm going to go join a team. How does someone, because look, there's two, if you're going to go join anything, and if you want to join a team, first you have to choose a brokerage. That's hard to do, right? People don't know how to do that.
Yes.
And then number two, then they have to find a team. How does somebody go about identifying a good team in their market?
I have to tell you, the people that come to interview with us, which is constantly, they usually know our stats. They look at the MLS and they know what we've done, what we've accomplished. I mean, I've had people walk in and say to me, no, you don't need to explain anything. I know exactly what you've done.
Got it.
They, they're like, they follow you. They know. And we're the team very often they want to be with.
And so let me ask you, I mean, that's a great position for you to be in, Florence, right? That you have this constant access to, to hopefully top talent, and you can be picky about who you work with.
Yes. Yes.
Why would somebody join your team? And here's let me set this up a little bit, right? People join brokerages or teams for better training, better splits, or leads. What do people get when they join with a team like yours?
Well, let me put it this way. We have 8 agents that do over 100,000. And some of them do 300,000.
Wow.
That's why they joined the team.
Wow, man. So, okay. So, I mean, that's a great track record to have, but how do they do that? I mean, are you, I mean, is it because you have such a pedigree in Las Vegas and that, everybody knows you and you're ranked well for Las Vegas luxury that, because you're not going to give them those listing leads, are you?
Oh, well, we give them listing leads, yes.
Wow. Okay. I got to think.
Our split is 50-50.
Amazing, Florence. Why have you not gone down because people aren't doing that anymore. That's not the splits. If you get, I mean, geez, people, teams across the nation, even if they are giving their people crappy internet leads, the split is like 70-30 them.
No, we give 50-50 because we give good leads and they make money. And they stay with us. We've got people
Right.
that have been with us 5 years, 6 years because of the money they make.
Wow, man. That is, honestly, Florence, I'm struggling a little bit to even know what to ask you next, just because I've never really had anybody come on and tell me something like that. You seem to be this person that, I mean, you seem super fair. You seem more than fair. Again, why haven't you followed the model that most agents in your league are doing?
What's that model?
So here's the model. I'll tell you the team model that so number one, everything in new teams are siloed. You are a buyer's agent, or you're a listing agent, or you're an ISA, right? Everything very, very
Yes.
siloed. Number one. Number two.
No.
Number two, inside those teams, there are like three different channels. You can work under the Florence Shapiro brand, and you pay us, and you get access to all our machines and everything. You pay us $1,500 a month, and you get an 80-20 split. And 80, you get 80. And then there's this all the way to we do nothing for you, and then you're going to give us a 50-50 split. So again, you're being very, very, you're giving away way more than most people.
Basically, the whole idea with us was we all work together. Okay, and we're all out there making money. And you'd be amazed at our meetings on Tuesday morning. We start saying, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. I mean, we do deals in our office. Okay, because we mention what we're looking for. We talk about it. And then maybe 2 days later, one of the members of the team will walk into my office and say, I found your house.
Got it.
I found what you're looking for.
Right.
That's the feeling we have. We all work for the same purpose.
Got it. Okay. Well, let me. So this year, or 2014, you ended up with 183 million. But the year before, you did 220 million. Why did you drop $40 million? I mean, that's a giant.
Because there was less $5 million sold.
Got it. Okay.
Over 5 million. We on 2013 we sold I think 5 and up.
Wow. Okay. What about what is working? Is there any one thing today, like in terms of marketing, or And again, I outside of just your pedigree and history in Las Vegas, what can somebody take away from you? What's working in your business today that somebody should walk away and try to implement in their business today?
What we do is we send just sold, and it keeps hitting people. And we're looking for listings, basically, okay? And that's where we're getting the listings, because we are absolutely showing the market constantly that we sell the houses.
Okay, so just sold, and you know what? I'm on your website, and Las Vegas Fine Homes, and you have you're doing something very interesting here that I would like to tell everybody about. So you have, is this on your homepage? Yeah, on your homepage, I can scroll down, I can see 5 million up, I can see different houses, And then I scroll down and then you go view our private collection, right? You have a
Yes.
list of luxury homes not found anywhere else. And I have to, again, you're the first person I've seen do this. What's the thinking around this?
Okay, we have some clients, they don't want the whole world to know that they're selling the house.
Okay.
And they don't want everybody to see the house.
Right.
So we have a private collection, which is not in MLS, and which is on our website, and the private showings.
Wow. Now, what does if I said, hey, I get on your website, I see the private collection. What is the process by which you will allow someone to view those properties?
You have to fill in the information.
Okay. Okay. It would be really, you know what I'd love to hear from you? I would have loved to hear you say, hey, we put everybody through a background check, right? We pay for a background check. We fully vet them.
We do. Basically, you cannot see our houses, and that's on every one of our listings, if we don't have financials on the party.
Okay. Okay.
And they have to be from a reputable bank, and we do check it.
I've heard from,
because I have to tell you, especially in Vegas, we have so many people that'll come, and there's nothing behind.
Yeah. No. I've interviewed many people in Pebble Beach, for example, and places like that where there are imposters, people like showing
absolutely.
fake financials.
And we will not let you see one of our homes without having financials.
Why are people like that? Why would someone, go through the trouble of faking financials and, like putting on being a fake person just to go see houses?
It's amazing. I cannot tell you why, because to me, it's such a loss of time and it's so silly. For instance, I'll give you an example. We had a guy that sent us letters from Credit Suisse, okay? Mm-hmm. It just so happened that I'm from France, I speak French, I called Switzerland, okay, and Geneva. And the man said to me, can you send me a copy of this letter? So I sent him a copy of the letter, and he called me back and he said, we would never write a letter like this.
Wow.
This person doesn't work in the bank. We would never write a letter like this. This is absolutely an imposter. And it was done.
Unbelievable. That is so strange. I have to assume that sort of thing, whatever that person gets out of seeing a $10 million house, I don't know.
They don't see it. That's why.
No, right. What they perceive if they did see it. I mean, I don't understand. Okay. So again, going back to that question, Florence, what is something you're doing in terms of marketing or something else that somebody could implement in their business today? What's working for you?
Basically, what we have too is we have a quarterly magazine.
Yeah.
Which has all of our listings in it.
Okay.
And we have like a bank. We have an insurance company. We have like 4 people that advertise one page in our magazine, which paid for 3/4 of the magazine. And we publish 8,000 copies for Vegas and 3,000 copies for California.
Now, this magazine, is this a magazine or a newspaper?
No, it's a magazine. Every page has a picture of our home.
Oh, of your home. So it is
the homes we represent.
So is this color glossy paper?
Yes, color glossy paper, and we've got every single one of our homes in it.
If I'm hearing you correctly, so that's anytime you generally have 100 listings, you're going to have 100 pages to that magazine?
That's correct.
Oh, no, I guess you could have
Actually,
50.
I think it's 60.
Yeah,
60
because they're double-sided.
Some are halves. Yes.
Right. What does who is the service that does that for you?
Basically, it's Jasmine, which is the person that takes care of all our advertisements.
Oh, wow.
She's the one that puts it together.
Wow. That's amazing. So you publish 8,000 of those. Who do you send that to? You can't. I have to imagine.
Basically, we send it out to be published. We don't publish it in house. She just sets it up, and then we send it to a publisher, and he puts it together.
I understand that, and here's what I meant by that, Florence, is that costs you a lot of money. Number one,
it doesn't cost that much because it's. We have the 3 advertisers that pay practically for the whole thing.
Got it. Smart. Good for you. That is, and I have to imagine, if you're going to put in, if you're going to say, hey, these are 100 listings, I'm sure that you add testimonials in there, and it's got to be just a wonderful piece for you guys.
Yes, it is. It's been very successful.
Florence, we're going to start wrapping up here. Tell me, what's next for you? What's on your horizon for Shapiro and Share for next year, a few years after that?
Actually, we want to do $300 million next year.
Nice. What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do differently in 2015?
So basically, we've stepped up a few things. Up to now, I didn't do withdrawn or expired.
Okay.
Since last year, I have done expired and withdrawn, and we're doing pretty good with those. So that's given us more listings. The other thing is we've taken on Escaya, which is basically lots in the mountains on top of Vegas, which are for sale. And we've already sold some of them, and we've got like 310 lots to sell. And they have fantastic views, and they're right inside the mountains. So you've got a view of the Strip, a view of the mountains. You're on top of everything else, and that's been very successful.
But is that so? Your average sale is 1.3. Typically, with an expired. I mean, you're not. I doubt. I doubt that you're saying, oh, what are the $1 million expired? You're just doing expireds. So aren't those two things?
I only do the expired $1 million and up.
Okay. You are funny, Florence. What about the lots?
Why?
No. And here's, I think you're doing the right things. So many people would be incredibly intimidated by that. But
that's my market. I have to be honest with you. If it's a $200,000 house, I'm not a good agent.
Why?
And the reason I wouldn't be a good agent is because I don't know the comps in this market. I don't know the latest loans in that market. You stay in my market, I'm good.
Got it. And really, I think for what you're telling the audience is, you need to know your inventory. You need to know the history. So
absolutely.
I appreciate that. That's a good tip for everybody. But so what about those lots? Those lots, that's not your wheelhouse.
The lots are 800,000 and up.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Florence, look, I'm very happy that you've spent your time with me today. I'm going to wrap up, and I always ask the same 3 questions. So here's the first one, and I'm interested in this one. Did somebody like you? Did you ever have a mentor that kind of took you under their wing?
Basically, no.
Yeah.
I arrived, and I didn't know anything, and I heard it was the worst time in real estate in Vegas, and I didn't know that, and I did very well. I think what you mentally have in your head is very important. I wanted to succeed. I didn't know it was a bad market. So I just went out there and did my thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people forget to do.
It's just to do it. Yeah. There's so many.
Yeah.
I've done many, many businesses, and I always, once I'm 3 years into them, I always think, if I would have known, I wouldn't have done it, but I succeeded.
I know. That's right. You just do it.
I mean, and just real quick, speaking of that personality, that temperament, I mean, were you always a competitive person or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love competition. If I know that I'm going for a listing and I'm competing, I'm very good.
How funny. How funny.
I step up.
And so my next question is what do you read books?
Yes, I do.
Let me ask.
But I don't read books about real estate.
Well, I mean, do you read? Do you read? Okay, look. I always ask for a book recommendation. So let me just. Here's the setup. I'm an aspiring agent. I have $25. What book should I go buy today?
I haven't read the books that speak about real estate lately at all.
Got it.
That I really can't tell you. You know who could tell you that is Ivan.
Well, that's okay. I don't need. And that's fine. And I'll say for everybody, I'll give you a book recommendation. I've said it many, many times on this show, but everybody should read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And if you haven't got a copy of that,
I've read that.
Yeah, it's a great book. You can get a free copy. Get a free copy on us. Go to audibletrial.com/superagentslive. Now,
okay.
My last question for you, and again, I'm very interested. And by the way, that free book recommendation that's for the audience, not for you. I mean, you can utilize it if you want, but
I've read the book.
Do you have any personal habits that you feel has contributed to your success?
I'm focused.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once I'm doing something, I'm on it. I do not let go until I've accomplished what I want.
I love it. And I hope you have another 50 years of success out there, Florence. Listen, here's what I ask my audience. I encourage my audience, if they've gotten anything out of this episode, I always ask them to reach out to my guest, to you in this case, and say thank you. Where can people find you and say thank you? Or maybe they want to try to join your team.
It's basically my email address is Florence@ShapiroandShare.com.
Got it. And for everybody, if you're driving, walking your dog, whatever, all that stuff will be on the show notes at Super Agents Live. And by the way, Florence, I'm going to be the first person to step up and say thank you. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time and spending it with me and my audience.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Talk to you soon, Florence.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's go.